Kellogg's Frosted Flakes continues here at Volunteer Stadium as Panama is looking for a win that will give them another day to play. Chinese Taipei looking for a win which would move them on to the championship game against Japan, with Japan having beaten Mexico. So this game for Chinese Taipei, they win, they move on. Panama wins, they force another game tomorrow. Already a surprise in the game a bit. In the Chinese Taipei, a team that has outscored its opponents 18-0 against Saudi and 23-0 against Canada, sent only 3 men to the plate. They did have a hit, but they had a runner thrown out at second base. That has not happened to them before. That's the first inning for Chinese Taipei where they have not scored. The attempted bunt is fouled off. So Panama up, a leadoff walk to Luis Tello. He's on at first base, and Rafael De Leon is at the plate.
And you've got to hang in there and see this game. Irving Induni for Panama is throwing the ball the equivalent of a Major League 98 miles an hour. He's brought it up as high as 75 miles an hour for a Little Leaguer, and it's one of the biggest arms we've seen here in the 2010 Little League World Series. There he is behind his coach right there with the batting helmet on.
That's going to be swung on and foul tipped. Home plate umpire said it was tipped and it hit the ground. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. It is brought to you by Honda. This is a team from Panama that's got some very real talent. Induni, who you see, not only their pitcher, but also their leading hitter. Lopez in the 8th spot has picked up a couple of hits as well. They've got a chance up and down the lineup. De Leon goes down swinging, 1 away.
So they really have not performed up to the expectations coming into this Little League World Series. To a man, they thought they could win it, and they still have a chance in this double elimination tournament. But it is a huge challenge to beat Chinese Taipei twice. But with the man they have on the mound today, they could get to that final game, that elimination game, and make it do or die for both sides.
And here he is. This is the pitcher. Dune takes the ball to center field. Warning track, and it is hauled in. Chung Young playing in center. Got that one lined up in the sun and made the catch, 2 down.
In 2006, they said that ball would have been a home run. Fences have been moved back here at Little League. There's actually some experimentation around the United States to have some Little League fields that might grow from 50 feet at the mound instead of 46 feet and 70 feet bases instead of 60 feet bases, because the kids continue to get bigger and shrink the field.
Here's Javier Garcia. I think without having done any particular count, but seeing the games, the home run total would be double what it is now if those fences were where they had been prior to being moved back.
Used to be 205, now 225 the last 4 years.
As we've seen, I think we've seen more fly ball outs in this Little League World Series than I can remember. Generally, balls that are hit up in the air have left the yard, but we've seen a lot of them caught.
Well, not only is it the equipment, but Little League continues to test the bat and allow...
Baja aquí, no haga eso, baja aquí y dale para adelante.
Keep your elbow down. Don't get that elbow up.
There was a timeout taken here. I'm not quite sure why. Whatever it is, this was straightened out with the third base umpire. That was the delay. I guess there's no rosin bag on the mound, and they were trying to find one. Runner on at first base, 2 away, first inning, no score. There it is.
But Little League continues to test the bats and keep them from being too electric, too much bounce in them. But the thing that has made even the home run totals go up, not only the equipment, but just the strength of the hitters and the studying hitting and continuing to get private hitting lessons and working on your hitting year-round has made the hitters a lot better.
Javier Garcia. There's a bouncer and a nice stop made. Sun Hu Shi doing the catching, and good play right there to hold that runner at first base.
Very nimble for a big young man. Gets out there, keeps his hips, his knees, and his shoulders square, and that allows the ball, when it hits him in the chest protector, to go forward right in front of him.
And that will be fouled off. Javier Garcia has picked up 4 hits and 9 at-bats with a couple of RBIs. His manager calling for his attention down there at third base. And a 2-ball, 1-strike count.
Thank you.
This game beginning with the flow of molasses running uphill. As the players are very patient. Moving way up to the front of the box now. Garcia, runner on at first base. And that's why. A lot of breaking balls are being thrown here, off-speed breaking balls. So they're trying to move up to the front of the box here to try and catch it before it breaks.
The teams by this time have really scouted each other, either down watching batting practice, watching practice down in the lower fields, or watching the games. And you start to develop a scouting report on all the hitters.
That ball in the air to right field, and that's going to be a base hit that'll bounce off the wall. Cheng Yu Wu's got it. The runner's going to be sent home. Tello to the plate, and he is in. It'll be an RBI double for Javier Garcia, and Panama takes a 1-0 lead.
Well, it's easy to say when you beat your opponents 41-0 to this point as Chinese Taipei. This is the first time they've been behind, and it's the first run they have allowed in this Little League World Series. Both of their games were shortened to 4 innings because of the 10-run rule, but here in the bottom of the first, they dropped down 1-0 because of this 2-out double.
And believe it or not, that's the first run they've allowed. Through 7 games, they had allowed no runs. If you go back to the regionals, they went 5-0. And they outscored opponents 46-0 in the regionals. Then came here into the Little League World Series and shut down the opponents in the first 2 games. So they'd gone 7 games without allowing a run. Wow.
Their dominance is not just from this year. Even though they had lost to California last year in the finals, they have won 17 world championships. From 69 to 96, those championships occurred. They haven't won since 96. And last year made it to the finals. This year's team really wants to finish the task. The most championships of any foreign nation.
Gallardo has come on. Abel Gallardo as the special runner. So he's out there at second base, 2 down. And a 2-strike count on Luis Bazan, who's gone 3 for 8. No home runs, 3 RBIs for him here in the Little League World Series. So an unusual setting. It's been a long time since this team from Chinese Taipei has looked at a number on the board against them. That is going to be swung on and missed and got him, but a run in, a leadoff walk in the double by Garcia, and Panama after 1 has a 1-0 lead.
ESPN's coverage of the 2010 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Reduced Sugar. They're great. And in part by Subway Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Little League Baseball and the Little League World Series. Subway, play hard, eat fresh. And Valspar Paint.